and welcome. Welcome to Passing for Perfect. I'm Corey.
And I'm Kynisha Gruner. Welcome. Thank y'all for joining us again today for episode 3. Um, Today we are going to have a deep discussion. I guess it's
It's
going to
deep.
be, it's deep for the ladies. It's deep.
Now, okay. We'll let the ladies be deep tonight then.
It's deep and it's agitating and it's frustrating and it's enraging to some and validation for others. So tonight we're going to discuss the independent woman. So we were in here doing our little house chores, getting ready for the weekend and everything, and we started playing some music, and the song "She Got Her Own" came up, and that is always a spicy topic on one end or the other for the guys, for the women. Um, but I told my husband, I was like, "She Got Her Own" is a sexy song for, the average woman. You feel real sexy listening to it, but when you really listen to the words of the songs, it's like, okay, I can dig it. But then you also have the song Independent from the Trill family, Boosie and all, INDEP, yeah, that one. So it's like, is it really the same woman that they're talking about? My answer is no. They are definitely not talking about the same woman. These are two different type of men coming after this woman. And, you know, I was like, that is something that for women that we always kind of get that word misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? We are misunderstood, ladies. We are definitely misunderstood. Those of us who consider ourselves to be independent. I've been married now, coming up on 15 years, as I've said before, and yet I'm still an independent woman. I consider myself an independent woman just because that's just my nature. But I am not an independent woman. So today we're going to discuss the independent woman, these two different independent women from She Got Her Own and Independent with the Trill family, and just the progression of that person over these years. And what's the problem? What is it about the independent woman?
So,
Mhm.
my thing is, I feel like it's kind of the same woman, just from a different view. I feel like they're saying the same thing, just the delivery is different.
Mm.
It's a little bit of different delivery. So, what we're going to do, we're going to pull up both songs
Mhm.
and we're going to go in order, verse versus verse. I'm going to take independent. I'm going with Trill ENT, and she's going to take the R&B version. For me, it's just hip hop versus R&B, but
It's not.
we're going to go with the lyrics. We're gonna go each verse. I'm gonna do the lyrics from the first verse of Independent. She's gonna do the lyrics from the first verse of She's Got Her Own, and then we're gonna discuss the women and see if those verses are talking about the same woman.
No, they're not. But go for it.
All
Y'all
right.
know these songs. Y'all love these songs. So, it shouldn't be hard to follow. Y'all ought to feel me already before we even really get into this. Y'all ought to feel me. So,
So I had a couple of things to queue up, y'all. So I have to go back and get my lyrics because tonight we are streaming live from two platforms. So I had to make sure we were live on both platforms. So
we live on both platforms. Are we good? Everybody can
yeah,
hear
we're
us?
good. Everybody's getting there.
All right.
So okay, I'm going first. So the first the first verse goes INDE.
We know that part.
You want me to do the?
No.
Hey, we gotta do it like a song.
No.
All right, so it says, do you know what that means? Baby fat, just relax. Front your own flat screen. Back rub, cook clean, and don't make her scene. When you calling her on her cellular, she tell you she don't need not a goddamn thing. If you think you finna get with her with a goddamn chain, you're insane. Boy, you better get some goddamn change. She a fool, been to school, even walked across the stage. She graduated. She ain't just go to school. She got a degree. And she say, I love Webby from his looks to his ways. Stilettos, the J's depend on how the weather look. Flip-flop slippers just to show off the pedicure. Flip-flop niggas just don't depend on how the cheddar look. She'll buy her own. I don't think she'll never look in a man's face, standing waiting for him to take care of her. She'd rather go to work and pay the bills on schedule.
And what are you saying?
I'm saying.
Okay. She's got her own. Much shorter lyrics because I guess they didn't have to say as much in such little time. But it says, I love her because she got her own. She don't need mine. She said, leave mine alone. There ain't nothing more sexy than a girl that want but don't need me. Young, independent, yeah, she work hard, but you can tell from the way that she walk. She don't slow down because she ain't got time to be complaining. Shorty gonna shine. She don't expect nothing from no guy. She plays aggressive, but she's still shy. But you never know her softer side by looking in her eyes. Knowing she can do for herself makes me want to give her my wealth. Only kind of girl I want. Independent queen working for her throne. He love her because she got her own.
Hey, we love this woman over here too. She bought her own flat screen. You know what I'm saying? She can give back rubs, cook and clean. Mm-hmm. She don't make no scene. She ain't rich. She just doing her thing. I
always said don't make her make a scene.
No, she don't make a scene. She cool. Long as you don't, long as you don't get out of line, remain respectful, and we don't have no problems.
Okay. So for me, the part that stands out for me about these two different songs, and I guess really it kicks in the next verse, I guess maybe the last verse, is that with this, the guy is just simply saying, I love her because she got her own, and it makes me want to give her my wealth. Seeing her operate, knowing that she can handle herself on her own, and she's not looking for me to do anything, makes me want to take care of her. That's my thing. That's what I hear. When I hear this song, I want to take care of her because she's not expecting it. She knows she can handle her own. So okay. I want to give it to her.
So there was nothing in
Webby's
verse that said he wouldn't give it.
Nothing in Webby's verse. Let's roll it. Keep it moving.
I feel like this is biased, y'all. Mm-hmm. Next verse. She a dome down diva, gutter like Keisha, work that meter because she's a good freaker.
This is too stupid. When you are reading these lyrics, it's like, this is what we've been bobbing to all these years. Okay, go ahead.
Oh God, I love it though. Go ahead. Remember you see now. I was trying to sing it, rap it in my.
Don't worry about it. Just because it don't sound right without the music behind it anyway. Okay. But the fact that we're hearing the actual lyrics. Okay.
All right, because she stay on her ish. She got her own ish. She don't never trip because all she want is that. Mm. She bossy, flossy, keep them hoes off me. Like she the boss. I'm yours, you mine, and none of you other women need to be involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a little slang, man. I love when she talking. An independent chick. Do you know what that means? She clean, never smell like onion rings. So she take care of herself, her body. She, you know what I'm saying? 22s on her whip. Oh, she do it large. When she break off a nigga, got a nigga spoiled. She a bad little chick, a fly little chick. Hit me on the phone like to buy that. Got her stunner shades on, looking like something. Staying hair long. She a nice something. Like to go to the mall every day for an outfit, hair did, nails did, independent what she called it. She ain't asking no man to get her hair fixed, to get her nails done.
And what I hear is he want to be bought.
No, he's not saying he wants to be bought.
He's being bought.
But she has the ability to take care of him and pay for what she wants. Spoiling him. I mean, what's wrong with being spoiled a little bit? There's nothing wrong with a little bit of spoiled. I'm just saying.
Okay, cool. So you still ain't figured out yet that these men are talking about some adult stuff. Like, I want to be with that woman because she got her stuff together and I want to give her everything because she ain't looking for me to come and save her. You know, she's actually doing her own thing, and that make me really want to step up.
She ain't looking for him to come save her. That's why she buying him things. She's spoiling him. She showing him, you know, I don't need you. I can take care of you if need be.
He ain't said that yet, but this one did.
But that's the lyrics. The lyrics
but
say
the lyrics hadn't said that. These lyrics did. So we're gonna move on to my second verse because you trying something that ain't working for me.
This is bias.
Ain't working for me. The words are the words. It's right there in front of you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go here. Okay. So where we at? All right. I love her because she got her own. She don't need mine. She said, leave mine alone. There ain't nothing that's more sexy than a girl that want but don't need me. Lovely face, nice thick thighs, plus she got drive that matches my drive. Sexy thing, she's McFly, all the while paying the bills on time. She don't look at me like Captain Save 'em, gold digging. No, she don't do that. Now she's looking at me like inspiration. She want to be a compliment to my swag. And everything she got, she worked for it. Good life made for it. She take pride in saying that she paid for it. Only kind of girl I want. Independent queen working for a throne. He love her because she got her own. There's a difference in these men.
It's the different in the men, it's a different in the men.
There's also a difference in the women.
The woman and what she's able to do.
Definitely. Because at the end of the day, there is the independent woman that's looking for a man. And that is really what this whole discussion is about. The songs brought it out, but it was like, are these really two different women? There are women who can take care of a man. And then there are women who can take care of a man, but is not going to. Okay? And those are the women. There's nothing wrong with being independent. Ain't nothing wrong with being self-sufficient. But then you have those who are looking for that type of woman because, hell, they want to be dependent. They want to be, looking for the sugar mama and all this other different stuff. They looking for that. That's what that sounds like to me. When we finish, bobbing and weaving and bouncing and dropping it and popping and locking it and all that other stuff, and you stop and you listen to the words of the song, it's like, this is a whole insult in these streets. This is a whole insult.
Wait a minute.
Read the next. Okay, go to the next. Go to the next one. Go to the next.
This is the verse.
That's the verse. Go ahead.
This is the verse. All right.
Mm-hmm. Don't try to proofread it.
I'm not trying to proofread it.
Ladies, listen.
My finger hit the stroll.
I'm about to give y'all. We clown a little bit right now, but it's gonna be some tough love in a minute. Simply because I want us to recognize who we are, first of all, in these two different moments. But then at the same time, as women, it's time to check this spirit, this independent woman spirit. We need to get that in check. It's a lot of independent woman stuff that's got started getting celebrated and all this different stuff. And then you sit up and it's like, wait a minute. Are you serious right now? It's like, the songs are coming out, but then when you stop and take a moment to listen to these songs and actually see the words and hear the words and really zone in and pay attention to the words, it's like, this is not a celebration. I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be that person.
You don't want to be independent?
I don't want to be that one. I don't want to be that person.
I feel like we're judging this independence here, but come on. Oh, this is the verse.
Oh, boy.
She got her own house, drive her own whip, Range Rover all white like her toe tips. She got a pretty smile. She smell real good. Only time she need a man is for that good juice. They buy the ball. They superstars too. They be like, you ain't got money, take your broke tail home. And baby, fat they own. They clothes match they phone. They be like, yeah, when they song come on. Leave the club calling early because they know they got to go to work. Responsible and independent. Mm-hmm. I mess with supervisors who got credit like Big Turk. So dusty feet, please don't bother me. I got independent dimes on my mind who spoil me. Gucci hat, Gucci fit so sick.
See what I'm saying?
That's a gift from an independent chick, yes, sir. Trying to get me next to her. Gotta be yourself, man. She gotta, oh, my bad. Wait a minute, Boosie. Trying to get me next to her. Gotta be yourself, man. Because she got her own money. She don't need no help, man, Boosie. She got her own money. She don't need no help. She can do her own thing. She don't need you.
That's where you went with it, huh? You just skipped over all the other stuff, huh?
She don't need you. That's the whole point of it.
You skipped completely over the, Gucci hat, all that,
What's wrong with a woman?
I'm trying to get next to her.
But you buy me gifts. Something wrong with you spoiling me and buying me things? I'm just saying.
All right. So again, this independent spirit that's going on. There's a difference between, all right, what I see in this first song, because we ain't going all the way for all these other lyrics. What I see in this first song is a self-sufficient woman. I don't see an independent woman in these other lyrics, because Fabulous comes in and he lays it out. He needs someone that's gonna ride with me, not someone that's gonna ride for free. That's this is equality. This is the equality that we keep on talking about we want, but this is about self-sufficiency. Like, I got you. I don't have to have you. You taking care of me, I'm taking care of you. You understand what I'm saying? This is not one of those things where it's like, oh, she independent, so she can take care of me. She can give me this, she can give me that, she can do this, she can do that. I'm trying to get next to her because I ain't got to do nothing for her. See, that's the difference in these two. That's what I hear when I listen to these two songs, especially the only time she need a man is for the good jug. What?
Like, it's once again,
what?
It's the delivery. You have some R&B suburban cats, you know what I'm saying, lovey-dovey R&B music makers, and then you have some rap guys who are the street that they're putting out in the song is different. Like, it's the same thought process about the woman. She don't need me. She can take care of herself. She wants me because she wants me. It's not about what I can do for her. It's about her liking me. And the fact that she able to buy me stuff and do things for me, that's cool. That's cool too. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm trying to being independent and having your own money is a good thing.
Everything I heard in that song was superficial, and everything they wanted was superficial. So it was like a sugar mama type of a song to me.
That's because you reading sugar mama into it. You're not going into the depth of about the independence and that she can take care of herself. So what if if being able to take care of herself, she want to buy me things? The song was about celebrating her independence. Not saying that he can't buy her stuff or he doesn't buy her stuff. He was just talking about what she was doing because she was able to for him. He wasn't trying to, be like Neo You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, okay, baby, I know you got it, but I got it too. I don't need you to do this. But Neo said she can take care of it too, if need be.
If need be.
Same thing.
That was not said in that song. You gonna stop trying to finesse me, man. You stop trying to finesse me, man. That is not what them people was talking about.
It ain't nothing but the delivery, man.
LL Cool J also did Around the Way Girl, and it wasn't like that. So let's not do is rap versus R&B, because it's not.
Hold up. LL is really like what? LL was on some other stuff at that point.
So
in his life.
LL wasn't a pull-up kind of rapper?
I Need Love. He was on a different vibe by the time he dropped it.
Anyway, we ain't gonna even go no further because I think I proved my point with that.
I don't think
but so. As far as self-sufficiency, let's get into it. Self-sufficiency versus independence. Okay. Independence is one of those, it's a lifestyle we live.
Hold up, his fabulous verse in the last verse.
Man, look.
Don't be, you know what I'm saying?
I had already said a little say so.
Give him the whole verse. Boy. Whoa.
Don't make me laugh, boo. Never did that bad to make you even have to. But even if I had to, ask my better half to, you'd be more than glad to. When I do the math, boo, you always try to add to. I need someone who ride for me, not someone who ride for free. She said, boy, I don't just ride. She'll pull up beside of me. I had to ask her what she doing in that caddy. She said, cause you my baby, I be stunting like my daddy. And there's not many that catch my eye. We both wear Gucci. She match my fly. And that's why I supposed to keep her closer, right by my side. Toast and the hoster.
Hold up. So
don't try to go back. No. And that she went low, so in case you didn't know, so she can save your money, dog. Sure to get dough. So what she care with his cause? You can call her Miss Boss. I got it backwards. Crisscross. Shorty got her own. Let's not act like this was like similar. This is not similar.
The thought process is the same. The delivery is the difference. It's all about interpretation. They talking about the freak in the streets, lady in the lady in the streets.
You can't say it because it's bull.
I can't say it.
You can't get it out because it's trash.
They're talking about the same chick. It's just two chicks from it's two independent women from two different sides of the track. So the way they display their independence is just different.
Mm-hmm. Do we have any comments?
We have plenty of comments.
What are the people trying to say?
They're trying to say I'm right.
I doubt it.
That's what they're saying.
That's not what they're saying.
We got plenty of messages. There's a lot of messages at this point.
We have a studio guest. So studio guest, can you please help us with these messages? And you pick one that you'd like for us to address if you see one. And we're going to keep it moving with everything. So this is the thing. This is the topic of the day, that independent woman. All right. So we just went through two different things that I feel men celebrate. The independent woman that men celebrate. Okay. Now, this was the trap. It was a trap. He didn't know it was a trap, but it was a trap. I'm glad you loving it. I'm glad you love these two songs because you like them both. We can rock to either one of them. We can jig it out.
Like both songs.
I know. But on the flip side of that woman that can buy that Gucci, that can pull up beside old boy, all these different things, y'all get mad.
Who is y'all?
We gonna in general. Why you always gotta be you? Why does everything always turn into you?
Because I just don't want nobody to be getting wrong interpretation.
Some of y'all
wrong impression of me.
Let me throw the some word in there. Some of you.
There you go.
Thank you. Get upset. Y'all see me? I'm gonna look into the camera. Some of you get upset when the other part of that woman shows up because she can buy all this stuff. Yes. She don't need your help. you know, and most of you fall in love with that woman because of those characteristics. But when that woman keeps being that woman, now we got a problem.
Which
Because that woman, in order for that woman to exist in that space, there's a certain air about a person like that. There's a certain way that that type of person carries herself that y'all kind of fall out about, because we just as bigoted as you, and we're just as bossy as you, and we're just as blunt and say what's on our mind as you, and could care less about those feelings. And it goes both ways. You want that type of woman, but you can't truly handle her air.
Hold up. Now,
Of you.
Now I'm gonna do the sum of us.
Okay. Speak for the sum of us.
Some of us, when that woman gets to being that, she's independent. That's fine. But most women who are independent like that don't understand at what point they're supposed to turn their independence off. Everything seems to be a one up, or it's to the point where you're like, I don't need you. And I will continue to throw it in your face that I can do this on my own. So like my boy said, can't think his name now, it really don't matter. But be humble. Learn how to humble yourself sometimes.
So being humble is a big deal. That goes both ways, because for that same guy, you need to be humble too. You know what I'm saying? Because some men, when dealing with these women, they almost feel like they gotta outdo her. And why? They almost feel like they gotta outdo her, and it's almost like, slow down, pump your brakes. Don't walk up on me and pimp up on me like that, because that's kind of almost when the don't forget, you don't have to be here comes out. Don't.
But the air is always like right there. Like the man can feel it in the air. Because women, independent women, like it's a difference. Like strong women, independent women. Those are two totally different women.
I feel like there is, and some of us have had to become, we let independence turn into a wall, a brick wall for some, and it turns into like she woman, So there is a difference between she woman and the independent woman, and some of us have been independent for so long that you don't know how to lay that down. And what has to happen is a sense of security. But before you can give the sense of security, y'all get all,
But that's the thing. When most independent women, they don't give a man an opportunity to give them security before they always with the shake back. They already on, I don't need you. I don't need you to do this. I don't want you to do this. Like, I can give you a prime example. I always use us because we always have a point of reference. Prime example. When we first started dating, and we were dating, you was on bills, on job, on place, all that. You had all that when we first met. Okay? You had a situation where you had a bill that you missed the bill. There's insurance, car insurance. And we dating, and I know you know what I'm saying? I had the money. I'm like, I got the money. Like, hey, bro, then, like, you need me to pay this for you. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, I guess I hadn't got into the security corner where you trusted me enough with that to be like, hey, I just need some help. Even if you was going to pay me back. You know what I'm saying? Your independence was like, I got this. I'm not going to even say I need this from you. I'm not going to ask you. But we've been dating long enough to we to the point where, like, hey, look, I can take care of this myself, but this happened. I set a situation. I mismanaged or something. Can you take care of this for me? But no. that strong independence was like, I've been doing this, so I'm gonna find a way to do this, even though you're there to help me. Now, don't raise your hand, because I know where you're about to go. You're about to go, well, why didn't I just give you the money? Because at that point, in certain relationships and certain situations, as men, we're looking like, are we overstepping our bounds? Like, it's because people will look at that. I'm not saying some men will be like, because I paid this bill for you, now you owe me something.
Can I get in here now?
No, because I was telling my story. Why you always want to
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
But go ahead now. I'm gonna let you have.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, you just said, and we're using us as a point of reference. Obviously, this is a hurdle we got over, so it ain't no contention. So what I'm saying is, you just said we were far enough in the relationship where I should have been able to come to you and say, hey, I messed up somewhere down the line and I missed this bill. I need to can you give me the money for the bill? Even if I felt like, okay, I'm going to pay you back or whatever, but can you help me with this bill? That's what you just said, right?
Right.
So why were we not far enough into the relationship that when I said, dang, I forgot to pay my car insurance or whatever you saying it was. I remember this happening. I don't remember the bill. But why were we why were we not far enough into the relationship where you would have just simply said, as soon as you heard me make that remark, your statement should have been, don't worry about it, I got it. I'll handle it for you. And if you're comfortable with that, I'll handle it.
This is true. But
why is there a but?
Why is there a but?
Why is there a but?
Because there's always a but when something doesn't go the way it was planned or the way it should have been. This is an example of you weren't talking to me once. So this is like
shouldn't have mattered.
Eavesdropping. I'm eavesdropping.
You're not eavesdropping. You right there with me.
I wasn't right there. I'm
having the conversation in front of you. I was
in the whole. No, you weren't. But that's neither here nor there. You weren't right in front of me when you said this. But anyway, the point was, if I was to be just jump in and like, it's certain things, it's kind of hard to explain.
It is, because you know why? Like I said, it's trash. It's
trash.
Not trash.
It's trash. It's effective. People don't be like, there's certain bounds.
I just want to cut you off. I want to cut you off because I want to tell the men who are watching. I'm talking to you all, and I'm going to talk to you all face to face if I can. If you are in a situation with an independent woman or a self-proclaimed independent woman or however that may go, women need security. Period. Point blank. No other ifs, ands, or buts. We need security, especially the independent woman. Not just the woman who can't do it all by herself, but especially the independent woman. Because we are so used to already having to take care of everything. If something comes up, we automatically go into overdrive and planning and trying to figure out how we're going to work it out. We're used to relying on ourselves. So if you are in a relationship or trying to be in a relationship for real, with an independent woman, it is your duty. It is your duty to step up, get uncomfortable. Matter of fact, get comfortable with being uncomfortable in the relationship with this particular woman, because you have to give security. That's the only way to make the independent woman feel like, okay, I know I can do this for myself, but I finally understand I don't have to do it all by myself. Being able to do something for yourself is one thing, but having to do something by yourself is a whole other situation. Some women wear that like a crown, and then some women wear it like a sword. So you have to first decide, am I going to be with the woman like this? Because we're a lot.
Now,
but it was at that moment that you should have said, this is security. I'm trying to teach security here. But for this guy, you have to make that woman feel secure. Now, and security is stepping up, not waiting on her to come to you and say,
ready? You
Go
ready?
ahead.
Because I let you do that. I just used our situation in general because the answer that you gave at that time, you were a different person at that time, whether you want to believe it, admit it, or accept it or not.
Who was that?
You weren't. When I said this about the bill and paying it, like, I got it. You want me to? You were like, no, I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna be okay. Those were your words. So at that point, what do I do? What does a man? I'm just using our situation, but those were your words. When I say, hey, I got it. You need it. He's like, no, I'm good. I'll take care of it.
And at that moment is your time, as your reassurance has to happen at that moment. And in the word, and see, this is when this brings up. I'm glad this is us, so we ain't got to be talking about nobody. And y'all can't say y'all talking about people. We talking about ourselves. This is when you, fella, should have set me down and simply said, no. If we gonna be in this thing together, and we looking for a future together,
you was a gangster.
I'm a whole gangster. What?
But hey, I'm just saying.
But you knew this. This is not news. You knew who I was. But it was at that moment you should have just simply said, no, you don't have it. And you don't have to figure it out. I got this.
Hey, I was still young in this dating game at the time too. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning. Like, men are still learning these things. Like, you have to
are slow.
Oh God.
Okay. So you can't
question. How did she get there? How did she get that independent mindset? So we won't go off the rail because this could, yeah. Because we have real conversations that a lot of people don't have. But in truthfulness, at that time, I was different mindset. Like, I wasn't. Come on, we've had this conversation. You were like what? My third real girlfriend. But I'm just saying, you were like my third real girlfriend.
Where was I in your order? Okay.
So I'm like, I'm not trying to. The fact that I even offer was like outside of my realm of normality. To be like, hey, I got it. I take care of you.
Make that word up.
Yeah, I'm making up words as we go. Studio audience.
Excuse me. Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Both the question is like, that was my question you read. That's why I came in.
Okay.
But how did she get to that mindset? The reason why she was like, okay, I got it, is because she wasn't used to nobody having a back. That was time for you to say, okay, I'm not what you used to dealing with. I'm something new. And you even saying you offered to her and wouldn't offer to another girl, then that means you was changing for her. But still, you should have said,
right. But once again, like I said, you're still learning. It's
no
still
woman really wants to be independent. I'm just gonna put it out there. We're independent because we have to be. Because so many times people have fell short of being present. We've had to show up for ourselves and those around us so many times to where we was like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. But when you get somebody who's willing to show up for you.
Come on a little closer. I want you to be close to the microphone. Say this.
They have to show up. You shouldn't have to add. Even when she said no, you should say, I know. I got it. I'm gonna take it.
So, as the studio audience just said,
it's always a tag team, fellas. It's always a tag team.
And I'm not saying it's a tag team. I'm just simply saying that was your moment to be reassuring. Like, it was one thing to step in and say, hey, I got it. That's security. But for the true independent woman who's used to having to do everything on her own, that first one ain't it. That first one ain't it. Because that was your first time, and I believe probably your only time having to do that or having to say that. Because later on, we got married pretty quick, I guess you could say. But I don't think you ever had to do that for me ever again. You know what I'm saying? I messed up somewhere down the line, miscalculated or forgot the date or whatever it was, but it didn't happen again. So it didn't happen again, not because I had to square up and man up per se, but it didn't happen again because I was on my ish. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't happen again because I'm like, man, I was slipping. I slipped up, and how did I do that? And I got back into my groove. So you never had to do that again. You never had to do that again. And later on, I can specifically remember us having a conversation about why I did what I did. And you were or just saying, you know, you didn't ask me, like, why didn't you ask me for help? You were saying you were going to get it done, but you didn't ask me for help. And what did I say to you? Can you remember?
I don't remember that.
I specifically remember having this conversation with you, simply saying, I shouldn't have to ask you for help.
But you didn't have to ask me. I offered, and you, it's
Listen,
like, men are terrible with rejection.
I'm going back to the conversation because this is important for the guys that's trying to love this
You're
woman.
right.
Is that I shouldn't have to ask you for help. Even if you just simply would have went to the store, bought a card and said, I'm thinking of you, and put the money in the card and said, here, what's this for? I just wanted to, because I wanted to. Some flowers, some candy, some whatever.
But that's a learning and growth thing.
Up.
Like,
let me finish this. I remember saying to you, this is also a thing, y'all. I remember saying to him, he said, you didn't ask me for help. I said, I'm not used to asking for help. And, you know, with you being in the picture now, I'm definitely not used to a man helping.
Man, y'all, man.
Obviously, because I'm already in a situation where the men are not helping. So when a man comes in and says, hey, I'll help, and then she's like, I got it, I'll get it. You all have to understand that right then at that moment, that woman is not used to that. She doesn't know how to process that. She don't know how to accept it. So you just have to be assertive and reassuring. No, I got it, and I'm going to take care of it. And you can feel how you want to feel about it. I'm going to do this because I'm here for this.
But later on, I learned, you know what I'm saying, that, like I say, those dating that type of woman takes, you have to give, take, balance, learn, adapt, and change. Like, it's certain things, it was times when later on, when like the bill was already paid, when it was time for you to pay it, I know my way around this now. Like, I'm not gonna say, hey, you need this, I got it, let me give you this. I just went on and did it and paid it, and then that way we don't have this conversation no more.
Now, let's get into the other side of this independent woman, because I'm gonna go on and tell this man. Let me tell you something, fellas. Let me tell you one thing. When it comes to this woman right here, this independent woman, you all can't decide that because you're so independent, okay, that there are certain things that you don't want, or you think that, oh, you so independent, then why you ain't got this, or why you ain't did this, or this is that or the other. You cannot then turn around and pop her over the head with her independence. Okay, that's a no-go, because that's when you end up getting those comments that let's not forget, I was doing this before you, and if you march out today, I'm gonna keep doing it after you gone. Don't get beside yourself. That's when you start getting those types of comments. This man said to me, you didn't let me help. Why didn't you ask me? And I thought about it. I say, you know what? If you're going to be in a relationship for real, you cannot be that person. You got to bring it down. You got to bring it down. Women, y'all got to bring it down. If you want to be in a relationship with a for real
That's the
man,
only part I wanted to get to.
You got to bring it down.
Damn.
You have to bring it down, because they have to feel wanted. They have to feel needed, and they have to be assured that you want and need them, even when they know, especially when they know you don't. You still have to let them be what they are designed to be.
Thank you.
Okay? But guys,
this is a learning moment.
Don't pop me over the head with that.
Because as men, you have to learn she is independent. So you have to learn how to balance being her protector and provider and allowing her to still be herself. She had at the same time you're trying to learn how to be her protector and her provider. She's also trying to learn how to be submissive. So it's a balance. It's a give and take. Like we have a question like this. Like not only that, when they offer, it can ring suspicious based on their experience. Right. Helping may have led to being messed over in the past, right. And so this comes back to having conversations. There's certain conversations you have to have, and men, when they're talking to you, you have to learn to hear what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? When she's telling you, like we were watching not Married at First Sight. It was with the bald black guy.
Ready for Love.
Ready for Love. Mm-hmm. We're watching Ready for Love. And the lady was trying to be vulnerable with the man.
Both shows y'all have to watch. Sorry.
She was trying to be vulnerable with a guy she was trying to date. He wasn't listening. He was cracking jokes. This was an opportunity for him to listen, understand where she was coming from, what she's been through. That way you know how to treat her in certain situations when certain things come up. And he failed miserably. And he ended up getting sent home because of it, because it is a dating show. Mm-hmm. But you have to learn to listen, hear, listen to, not to reply, but listen to understand. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. Communication is huge.
So
our studio audience, y'all. Studio audience.
So the thing is, what he just said is a big deal. Listen to understand. Don't listen to reply. You're not listening to give an answer. You're listening for understanding. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the independent woman, especially if you want to be with this independent woman. Like everybody want to talk about, these songs were great. The Gucci hat, Gucci fit, all this, I'm trying to get next to her and all this other stuff. That's all fine and good. But you want that, but can you handle that is the other part.
I would not lie to y'all. I would not lie. It was a struggle for me, buddy. It was a struggle for me on multiple levels. Like I grew up in a household where it was mom, dad. I had both of my parents in the house, and it was like equal. It wasn't like, it never felt like one of them was doing more than the other. It was like roles were defined, mm-hmm. but it was not always the traditional roles. Like my mom, shucks, man, I probably could count on she gonna kill me if she and my brother or somebody let her watch me. But I can guarantee y'all, my mom 10 times in my life, and I'm 40. How am I? 47. I can name 10 times that I can remember my mama cooking. Like, so, and that's another thing people get caught up. You need to learn whose strength is and what their weaknesses is. And you need to learn how to mesh that. Where I'm strong, she's weak. Where I'm weak, she's strong. We don't both need to be trying to be outdo each other in our strength. Like if I'm good at managing the money, paying bills, and taking care of it, I don't need her to jump in and try to prove to me that she can pay the bills and she can handle this portion of it, because that may not be her strength. It may not be a weakness for either one of us. It just may be one of us is stronger at it than the other. So that's something that goes with that give and take in communication. You have to learn when you're dealing with a woman who's been doing it all on her own by choice or by circumstance, man, it is like the struggle was real, y'all. On top of the fact, like I was not a serial relationship type person. So I wasn't just going around making everybody my girlfriend. So that I wasn't as versed in relationships as she may have been. So like, and men, we have to admit that, like we don't, our thought process of relationships are a whole lot different than women.
It's a thing where women are in this with this way, like you say, by choice or by circumstance. But I mean, women, you have to learn how to relinquish control. And we had to be that by choice or by circumstance. And you decided to open up and be in a relationship. So if you did make the decision to open up and be in a relationship, you also have made the decision by default to relinquish control, because you're not supposed to be the dominant one in the relationship, in the male female relationship. But there's, like he said, there's always roles that are going to be established. So, but you're not supposed to be the dominant person in that relationship. And maybe he's not dominant either, though. So I'm not going to say that. Maybe you all are on equal footing when it comes to whatever, as far as decision making or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you have to relinquish some control. And that is hard for most of these independent women. Some women are so strong that they just gonna be by themselves until they learn you are too strong. You are gorilla glue strong. You need to chill.
And some men don't mind the woman being the dominant one in the relationship, because a lot of them is grown up without a father in the house, so they don't even understand what it means.
Well, you just replace one mama for another. That ain't a man.
Don't understand what it means. That's my point. Like, I'm not gonna say they're not men. I'm just saying they don't understand their role. Like, they've never seen it. So how can you do something you've never experienced? You don't if you
First of all, let's kill that noise, okay? Because at the end of the day, grown folks, let your children see this clip, part of the clip. If you have not, let's get this in order. First of all, if you have not been in a situation and that you are now choosing to be in that situation, if you've not seen that model before you in a healthy fashion, then you need to go get some understanding before you put yourself in that situation. We've got to start teaching that.
That's some next level teaching, though.
We've got to start teaching that to our younger people. We have children. We've got a 27, 25, 22-year-old, 19-year-old. We've got to start teaching 13, that. She ain't ready. Don't what you said that for 13. That she ain't ready. Okay.
I just wanted to make sure you got all.
Pause. Break.
I wanted you to make sure you got all the keys.
Ain't worry about her. She ain't part of this conversation. What I'm saying is these are the dating ages that we have under our tutelage.
Oh, we talking about dating.
These children, our kids, need to understand, parents, especially women who have had to be independent, and men who have had to break into a marriage situation that, they didn't have that model before them. We've got to start teaching our mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We've got to start teaching our mistakes so that we can break cycles and not allow our children to have hardships that we had because we didn't teach them. It's easy to teach if we just own that we had the problem in the first place first.
But that's
some of us don't.
Don't own. You gotta own.
Some of us don't even see we have problems. You know what I'm saying? So we first have to own it. Then we can teach it. You can't teach nothing you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't understand that you have a problem, then you will never be able to teach it. So teaching my daughter, my 19-year-old daughter, which she's seen, us as a unit pretty much her entire life. So, but teaching my daughter, who I am teaching to be independent, to be able to take care of herself and be self-sufficient and have money in the bank and be able to look out for her bills and all these other things. By the time any man finds her, she ain't relying on him. She's going to know how to handle herself, but also teaching her at that moment that he's supposed to be able to take it. He's supposed to be able to cover it. You are not supposed to be running around the house making every decision and telling him what it's going to be like. That is not the order. That is not how that's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? And so for the man who didn't see this model, then go get some understanding before you put yourself in that situation. Stop jumping into stuff that you're not ready to be in. How about that?
Yeah, I mean,
How about that? Not just men,
most
women
people,
too.
most people don't know they're not ready to be into something until they get in it, and it's
But if
too
you're
late.
not ready to give up control for the women, I'm gonna speak on the women. If you're not ready to give up control, then you're not ready.
They don't know that. I'm telling you, it's just like men. Men don't know that they don't be ready for, like, it's a lot. Men are simple, and they get caught up and into relationships that they don't want to be in because they don't know how to say no. Like, they don't know how to tell a woman no. Like, men, they don't. You can make that face. Men do not know how to say no. They will teeter totter in a situation. We're not really together, but we do together things, and they won't define the relationship for the fear of, I think I like her enough to want to be with her, but I'm not quite sure. So it's like, let's try to ride it out to where I don't have to define this relationship until it just gets to the point to where it's like, okay, we're in a relationship. It's never really said, but then it's just assumed after a while.
Okay, so how about women? Stop allowing that to happen.
Hey, women really have control of this thing.
So let me tell y'all something that I heard, and I can't remember where I heard it. So I hate that, but I can't remember where I heard it. So every time I speak, let me do the disclaimer now. When I speak of relationships, I'm gonna be speaking from a biblical construct. Okay. So if you hear me say something, don't be offended by it. If that's not what you ascribe to, it's just what I do. So we always hear when a man finds a wife. All right. So when he finds you, he found you. You found me, but I chose you. So that's the thing. He found you, but you chose him because you chose to allow the relationship to flourish. So men go knocking on different doors and they find a lot of people along the way, but it's the one that says, I want you, that she actually chose him, and you all actually made that thing go forward. It's not caveman. He ain't come out and club you over the head and say you mine and walk on in the house with you. You chose to accept him and allow that to flourish. So if you set up and let this man play tic-tac-toe with you.
Hey, I say this all the time. I've had women ask me this, like, how long do you think it should be you're dating somebody before he proposes, or he's serious, or he wants to marry you, or marriage should come up? I tell any woman, whether you want, fellas, hey, I might be violating, but I'm trying to keep people out of toxic situations. If you've been with a man 2 years and he hasn't made up the decision that he wants to be married to you, he doesn't want to be married to you.
Unless that's the discussion you all have.
Unless y'all decided together that y'all don't want to be married and you good for the relationship.
But the discussion should come up.
Now, there are situations where you've been dating longer than that and y'all get engaged, and you may have a long engagement or something like that. But if it's 2-3 years down the road and this man has never once said, I think I would want you to be my wife, and in situations where he may not be financially ready and he doesn't want to put y'all in a strain in the marriage until he gets certain things together, or till you get certain things together. I mean, it's baggage that everybody has to get rid of. But I'm telling you, around 2 years, a man is normally sure, and he's like, this is the woman I want to be with, and he's going to make that known to you. Like,
in some way,
in some kind of way. I just don't get those 5-10 years on and off relationships, and then 10 years from now you both go your separate ways, and now y'all both struggling to get back into the dating game and find somebody when you've invested so much time, energy, and effort, and now you both are bitter when you get back into a relationship. Stop don't let your independence as a woman cloud your judgment when it comes to the men you're dating. Like sometimes women use their independence as a crutch to not give certain men a chance or opportunity.
That's true. I mean, it's first of all, women, this is what I have seen from us for sure. You all have been independent so long that there isn't a man God can create that's gonna satisfy you.
And throw those lists out the window. Those I've been hearing that at work. A list of the man need to be this, and this.
First of all,
let me do this because I need this one. This one hit me in my spirit right here. This one hit me in the spirit. And she got smoke for it. She got heat for it. B Simone got on her live.
Okay.
And talked about how women say, I want a man who got good credit, good job, good this, good that, good teeth. And you ain't got none of that. You don't have none of that. So what you want is somebody to come in and take care of you. You want a daddy. You don't want a husband.
Independent woman, though. We ain't talking about
that. But I'm just saying, some of these women are independent. Like they taking care of themselves. But marriages and relationships are about balance. It's not about one carrying all the weight and outranking. It's about balance. So if you're out balance,
they laughing at. Let's catch these comments. Why I don't want to ignore y'all. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Then that 10-year on and off with the trash hurt the good, but they could have had. Yeah, it's true. They hang around with trash and miss out on a good thing.
Right.
All right, we have another one. I don't have no list, but I think I'm too independent. I'm gonna be by myself forever, child.
Oh God. Let me tell you something.
Does he look good in a tux, and can he survive in a hole in the wall? Hey, you gotta be versatile. You gotta be able to do it all.
Listen, for our commenter that said, "Oh, I think I'm too independent." You're not too independent. Like I said, be ready to relinquish some control. Until you are ready to relinquish some control, then you're going to be by yourself because most men are not going to want to battle with that. Men do not want to fight. They do not want to
I'm not about to back and forth with you. I'm not about
compete
to fight.
Is the word I'm looking for. They don't want to, especially competing with you to get you. Like, why am I competing with you to win you? Like, I don't understand. So no man, not no man. Let me not say that. Because you have those men that Corey was talking about that's gonna let you do what you do because they mean they don't have to. So, but most men are not going to compete with you to win you. If you want someone, be willing to let that person fulfill that role. You can't say you want someone, but then also want to be Shira. You cannot do that. Those two don't live in the same space. Light and dark can't live in the same space. You can't do that. So if you want somebody, then you need to have defined roles, first of all, because this is when, intelligence meets emotion. You know what I'm saying? I'm independent. I'm strong. I got me. I got mine. But I want somebody. I want somebody to love me, and I want to love somebody. So at that moment, intelligence needs to meet your emotion. Because at the end of the day, doggone well, ain't no man about to sit up and compete his manhood against your manhood. You ain't a man. First of all, I'm not going to compete with you to win you. So those things that we hold up so tightly, you have to be willing to let that go down. And these
100%.
Lists,
100%.
You need to kill them. Kill it.
100. Hey, that's why Chilla still don't have no man.
Because Jesus was not available.
Jesus ain't available. And another thing you were saying, when everybody don't want to be married.
No.
Everybody don't want to be married. And if you don't, be open about it. Stop, because you never know. They may not want to be married either. They may want to be in a date you forever. And that's fine if that's what you want.
Whatever it is, they
but
happy with
be
that.
honest and open about those things. Women are natural nurturers. Y'all have to learn how to turn it off in certain situations, especially.
Or time it out. Put a time frame on it.
Yeah, because sometimes y'all, I know it's slim pickings out here, but sometimes y'all take the slimmest of the pickings for no apparent reason. Like, I'm just saying, like, staying in a situation and passing for perfect, like everything is good with it, and you know this is not good for you. This is not what God has for you. This is not what you have for yourself. But you've gotten so comfortable in that cycle that
just to have somebody.
And that's when you need to kick your independence needs to kick in so you can kick him out.
Corey met me with 2 children. Okay, again,
2 of them.
We're gonna talk my situation. The boy he did not believe me when I said I had children.
I thought them was a brother. That was a brother and sister.
I was a young mother, okay, of 2, living on my own, minding my grown folk business. Okay, when he found me. So.
And you chose me.
And I chose you. The thing is that you have to be able to say, now, like he say, I was a gangster. I wasn't a gangster per se. I just wasn't playing. Like, we're not about to play. Like, you have to get to a point in your life where it's like, I'm not dealing with this. Like, I don't have time. Like, bills got to be paid, and can't nobody love me better than me.
Facts.
Point blank and period.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying?
100%.
I saw my baby mama over there in the comments. Period. Pool. You got a chance to say it. You ain't put the pool on that the other day. That's where the pool comes in. Period. Pool. Can't nobody love me better than me. And so sometimes independence kicks in right there because a lot of us, sorry ladies, a lot of us misconstrue. Had to spit that out. Self-love and independence. We think we have the love for ourselves, therefore it shows out in independence. And sometimes they are not one and the same. So you need to find your own love for your own self and make sure you got it.
Right.
And let independence down, because self-love is what brings independence. Okay. We don't go independent to prove self-love. Self-love garners independence because we have to make sure we're okay. We're gonna make sure we're okay. We're gonna make sure all our everything is taken care of because I love myself and I'm not going to bend over backwards to please nobody just to make sure I'm taken care of. So I'm gonna make sure I take care of myself because I love myself enough not to let nobody mess over me, not to let nobody play with me, not 100%. To let nobody string me along all this time and all this other stuff. I love myself enough to know that I got to do this, or this to get this done, or I need to rethink some things and maybe budget some stuff out and say, okay, I can't do this, or this. So there's nothing wrong with being that. You just have to understand the 2 are not one and the same. Self-love and independence are not the same. Sometimes you're not loving yourself enough and you're boasting up your independence to make it look like you love yourself so much. It's a shield. Stop it. You ain't who you fooling. Because at the end of the day, if you are so darn independent, but you are letting somebody come around, and if he don't have the money, it don't matter because I'm going to do it for myself. That's not self-love. That's not self-love. You definitely are independent. But at that moment, you letting somebody play with you.
I love myself, and I loved myself.
But I
to
was
tell
not
her-
about to live. I
I
wasn't about
love
to play.
myself enough to tell a whole lot of people I'm not good for you. I'm not good for you because I love me. I'm not good for you. You might want to find somebody else to get in a situationship with because I'm not about to get in one with
I
you.
mean, it's like there are those out there who will have someone and they haven't made their, the destination is unsure. We just cruising, and everybody love cruises. Everybody love to sail. Everybody love the smooth part. It's the returning home that we get all bumpy and we flip out. We confused. So we all good with that. So when you have somebody, if you are this woman, sister, let me tell you something. Go back, find your stuck point, work it out, and then move forward. Because if you have someone in your life who, if they flake on whatever their responsibility is in your relationship, even if you all don't live together and they were supposed to do something and they didn't do it, and you just like, whatever, I'll handle it because I can handle it. Problem. You're allowing somebody to get away with something, and the getaways are going to turn into vacations. They are going to get away with a lot, and they are going to not do things that they should be doing because you are starting to allow things to go by just because you can handle it, because you're independent enough to handle it. That ain't self-love. When you recognize somebody playing games, hold up, sir. Hold up, ma'am. What you're not about to do is play with me. We're not going to do this. I didn't come for games. What they say, I quit school because of recess. Don't play with me. That is where I was. You said I was a gangster. I wasn't a gangster. I just was not. I had no games to be played. I had 2 children. I was living on my own. I had bills to pay. What we playing games for? You understand what I'm saying? That was self-love.
It was self-love. That's what it was, self-love.
It was self-love all day. All day. All day. Y'all, let me tell y'all what this boy said to me.
Hey, we're not gonna let her tell this because we're running short on time. We're not gonna let her go. I'm just saying, go ahead. Tell your story. This is gonna be the last story before the night, y'all. We running over.
Are we over time?
Yeah.
Where we at?
We're over time. Just know that. Come on, tell your story so we can let these people enjoy their night.
This guy. Y'all, Corey is arrogant.
I am not. Don't y'all believe that. Go ahead, tell your story.
This guy.
Without bashing me.
This guy is arrogant. And I love y'all. So I just want to demonstrate self-love and independence at the same time for you for a moment. Because he's gonna sign me off after I tell this story. So I just want to tell y'all that there's a fine balance between independence and too strong. Learn to relinquish some control if you choose to be in a relationship. You chose to be in that situation, so choose to let that, bring it down some, because y'all scaring people. Y'all is too strong. If somebody, just listen to your characteristics, they would draw He-Man. Stop. Chill. So what I'm saying is, I'm at work at this moment. Corey had moved back home. He had stopped dating whomever he was dealing with. They were living together. So he moved back to his mama house after he left whomever, whatever their situation was. And I'm working, go to work Saturday morning, hairstylist. And I asked him, he so happened to stay at my house that night. Now, mind you, I'm dating. I have 2 children. This man, my children never saw this man. It was months before they saw. So he never stayed at my house during the week when my children were there. Okay. So that was that. Hey, self-love. I didn't bring, hear me. I didn't bring nobody in front of my kids that wasn't going to be there. Hey, so what I'm saying is this. If you at my house, because he was at my house, we went out that night. He ended up spending the night. And I said, okay, the next morning, because he didn't have his car. he was in my car or we were in my car wherever we went. I can't remember. But he says, I say, are you going to stay here for the day until I get back? I'm going to work, or do you want me to go in and take you home? Because I go to at that moment was going to work for 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning. And he was like, well, I'll stay here till you get back. You got a long day. I'm like, no, pretty short day, I think. So he was like, okay, well, I'll hang out here. Okay, cool. No problem. I have no problem with that. I said these words. I said, okay, well, while you're here, because I want to cook when I get off. I got something I want to eat. I got something I want to cook when I get off. While you're here, can you please wash the few dishes in the sink that's in there? It's not a lot. Just wash those dishes for me, because when I get home, I can go straight to cooking. I don't have to wash dishes. This guy said to me, I don't wash dishes at my mama's house.
It touched my spirit, y'all. This was she has to understand the growth and the life I had lived when it came to washing dishes. You know what I'm saying? And like
that's what we gonna say.
We all have some baggage,
you see my face?
some demons from our childhood and the way we were raised and we grew up that affect us as adults.
I exercised that demon quick, because guess what? I just simply said to him, no drama. Everything don't have to be, fire. This is also self-love. I ain't about to argue with you. Okay, no problem. Oh, you don't wash dishes at your mama's house? I don't wash dishes at my mama's house. Oh, okay, well, come on, let's go. Where we going? To your mama's house. Let me take you where you go, where you don't wash dishes at, because there's no reason for you to be in my place. I need dishes washed, but if you don't wash dishes, I understand. I'm not trying to make you do nothing you don't do. Let me take you to your mama's house where you reside, where you don't have to wash dishes.
Yeah, where no dishes reside.
But did you wash them dishes?
I don't even remember.
Lies and garbage.
Lies and garbage.
Oh, did you stay at that house? Did I cook that day?
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember?
I don't even remember this story. But I do know I hate washing dishes because she chose me. That's why she got a ring. I don't know if I washed the dishes. Maybe I did.
Dishes, I wouldn't have this ring.
I was probably hungry. And I like what you were cooking that day.
You didn't even know what I was cooking that day.
It don't matter.
That guy. Y'all hear it? That guy.
Thank you for joining us, Passing for Perfect with Corey and Kynisha. You can catch us on YouTube Live on Mondays, 7 p.m. We're going to be streaming on Facebook Live, and I am working on getting all episodes on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. Thank you, guys. Say good night, Grace.
Good night, y'all.